Being valedictorian of the class means that a student has achieved the highest numerical average over the 4 years of their high school study. This year's valedictorian, Kiran Thawardas, is a true Renaissance man. As Mr. Casey's Founders Award remarks noted, Kiran has excelled as an academic, as a musician, and as a servant leader. His work has gained recognition on our campus, in our community, in our city. And I know that as he heads off to the University of Michigan next year, that his 4 years there will be marked by similar impact and purpose. Please welcome Mr. Kiran Thawardas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I would like to say thank you. First to my family for their never-ending support, and especially to those who flew all the way from Los Angeles and Mumbai to be here. Next to my teachers and advisors for their guidance and wisdom along this 14-year journey through FRA. And lastly, the class of 2015 for just being an incredible group of people. On behalf of the entire class of 2015, thank you to all the families, friends, teachers, and everyone else who has been a part of our lives through this journey. Because without you, we would not be standing here today. When I was in the second grade at FRA, my teacher, Mrs. Bentley, asked us to write a short 4-line story. My story is called Little Penguin's Tale. True, it may not make sense at first, but it's a bit more relevant than you think. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get eaten by a whale if he falls asleep by the deep dark sea. But he is smart, so he kept one foot out, so if a whale comes, he will get kicked, and one did. After I used my literary skills that I've learned over the past few years, I've realized that this short story is about the class of 2015. Let's look at the first line. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get eaten by a whale if he falls asleep by the deep dark sea. The underlying message found between the lines is knowledge and how much we've learned at our time at FRA. And we've learned a lot. We learned that ATP is energy. We learned the entire Gettysburg Address. And that you can tune a tuba, but you can't tune a fish. Our teachers have supported us along the way, and God knows where we need to go. We've also learned a lot of things outside of the classroom. Never click reply all to an email. You can put fraud in front of any word to make a fradequate FRA event name. And never eat cake pops left in the hallway that aren't yours. The line also holds another message of staying alert and involved. If the penguin, the class of 2015, falls asleep by the deep dark sea or school, we get eaten. A lot of the time we go into new experiences asleep, not knowing what to expect. When we went from lower school to middle school, the idea of changing classes every 45 minutes was scary. As was the responsibility we gained in high school, of being part of an FRA play, joining a sports team, playing in a concert, or even giving a speech. But we were smart and we kept one foot out. We adapt to these new experiences and prepare ourselves for the future. But then, just as a penguin, we got kicked. Or as I must have meant in my second grade short story, things changed. And in our grade, we've had to deal with a lot of change. Lots of people have come and gone. We've gone from building scholars with integrity and balance to the balanced road to knowing who we are and whose we are. We built an entirely new section of campus, we refurbished our athletic complex, we bought a haunted church, and we changed teams more often than Mr. Stabler tells us to fail forward. A lot of things have changed, and sometimes we've been the reason for that change. Our class used to sit in the shadows behind the grades ahead of us, but then we spoke up. We started the drum line, we started the fraternity, and we've led the school forward to impact in unimaginable ways. The FRA where I wrote that story 10 years ago is unrecognizable from the one that I graduated today. My story ends with suspense. A whale came by and hit the penguin's foot. But what happened after that? Did the penguin get away, or was he eaten? As we go on to face a new change, going to college, we also hold the suspense. We approach the next 2 years of our life in the dark, not knowing what's going to happen. Some of us will be surrounded by friends from high school, and others will be going it alone. But no matter what, our experiences at the school have made us who we are. We are a penguin asleep by the deep dark sea with one foot out. Thank you, and good luck to the class of 2015.